Yeah, what up, Leonard? Shit. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Guys, I missed 2 days last week. I was too busy. I couldn't get away from work to get a lunch in. Today was not so busy, so let's do this. Get my lunch hour. Got 15 minutes to eat and 45 minutes to show. Let's do the show. So, welcome to the Stack Sats Show, where we talk about Bitcoin and how saving in Bitcoin can change your life. Because when that Bitcoin train leaves the station, when that Bitcoin train leaves the station, it's gonna get more expensive to buy tickets down the line to get on that Bitcoin train. All right, let's jump into the beginning of the show, which is, of course, the Sat Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $27,596. But that doesn't matter. What matters, what's important to us is how many Satoshis for a single dollar we can buy. Today, for a single dollar, you can buy 3,624 Satoshis, right? It's like saying when you're walking down the street, minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you will have how many Satoshis? 36 and a quarter Satoshis, right? So when you think of Bitcoin, you think, man, $27,000 Bitcoin, there's no way I can afford that. I'm priced out. I can't afford a Bitcoin right now. It's just not in my financial future. But you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin the way you have to buy a whole house to enjoy the benefits of a scarce asset, right? You can buy as little as like $10, or if you can find someone to sell you some, $10 worth or the dollar's worth or a penny's worth, right? I'll sell you a penny's worth. I'll give you 1,000 Satoshis if you come in one of my shows and you can convince me that you're new to Bitcoin, you subscribed, comment in the chat, and you're starting out to learn about the Bitcoin process. I'll throw in 1,000 Bitcoin. I said last week I wasn't going to do that anymore, but I'm still motivated to help you guys get on track or to get started on the path. So maybe it'll be on a case-by-case basis. Okay, so yeah, that's the price of Bitcoin for today, and that's how many Satoshis you can buy for a single penny, and that's how many Satoshis you can buy for a whole dollar, right? And that's important because you can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. Those are called Satoshis, and we call them Sats for short. If you can collect 100 million Satoshis, you could, in essence, have a whole Bitcoin. Just like if you collect 100 pennies, 100 cents, you in essence have a whole dollar, right? The only difference between the dollar and the Bitcoin is that, well, not the only difference, but one of the main differences why we care is that the Bitcoin is scarce while the dollar is going to get printed into oblivion. Okay, let's jump into the why we stack. It's a perfect segue. We're comparing the dollar versus the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is limited. It's capped to 21 million Bitcoins. 21 million Bitcoins is all there will ever be in existence, right? So what's that? Let's do the numbers. 100 million times 21 means that there's only so it's 1,000 million, 2.1 billion Satoshis is all that will ever exist. 2.1 billion Satoshis, right? Or 21 million Bitcoin, right? So 2.1 billion Satoshis is a good stat for us here, because it means that the more Bitcoins, the more Satoshis you accumulate, the more fractions of a Bitcoin you accumulate, the better off you'll be, because Bitcoin is only going to continue to get more scarce as people lose it, as other people buy it and keep it forever. The Bitcoin you're holding will be worth more because there'll be other people trying to get into Bitcoin once they realize that the dollar is stealing from them, right? The dollar is stealing from them because the dollar can be printed by the government and by banks. Not printed necessarily, but put into existence by banks when they loan out money to people. At the rate at which you and I have no hope of keeping up with it. Look at that national debt. It's ridiculous. If you go back to our last couple episodes, you'll see these numbers move up by a lot. Look at that. It's $100,000 every 4 seconds. Last time we timed it, right? All right, here, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. There it is, yeah. $100,000 in debt. We go in $100,000 in debt every 4 seconds, right? 50,000 every 2 seconds. $25,000 in debt every second, right? There's no way that. Okay, so I need to tie this together. I need to tie this together because I need you guys to understand this very important thing. Your money, your dollar is the same as a government dollar, right? Your dollar is the same as if you have a dollar and you go to the bank and you deposit that dollar, or you withdraw the dollar, you get the same dollar, right? You get the same thing. There's no difference between your dollars and my dollars. No difference between your dollars and the bank's dollars, right? No difference between the dollars that are issued in other countries by other banks that are not even in the US and your dollars, right? So what happens is this. You have, let's say that there's just $100 in existence, right? And those $100 account for all of the US dollars in the world. And you have 10 of those dollars, right? Then you have 10% of the supply, right? If you then go in as a bank, print $100 more, so now there's $200 in existence, then you, in essence, have only 5% of the supply. Does that make sense? You have been devalued at like half your money. Right? Half the value in your money just got, half of the purchasing power in your money just got diluted by the institutions printing more money, and you didn't have to do anything to do it. You didn't have to do anything about it, and there's nothing you could do about it, right? Because you didn't have control over how they print, or when they print, or how much they print, right? Well, that's where Bitcoin comes in. Bitcoin is set in stone, well, set in code that you can't go and edit, because you have to have consensus from the whole Bitcoin network in order to make a change, and that's near impossible, right? So you have an asset like the dollar that's always losing value over time, and the longer you hold it, the more you lose money, and the more you lose money is because the government will continue to print, no matter what. $25,000 a second right now. When I say print, this is a debt, right? The national debt. We're getting in debt that fast. And look at the interest on the debt, right? And look at our gross domestic product, right? Like, there's no hope of us catching up. There's no hope of us catching up. Look at these unfunded liabilities. Unfunded liabilities means we have that expense. We have that expense, but we don't have income to cover that expense, right? And these are things we can't just get rid of, like Social Security, right? Medicare liability, that stuff. It's just like, anyway, unfunded liabilities. That means we don't have the money to pay for them, but we're committed to doing those things as a government, so that we have to continue to print money to pay for those things, right? And that's how they do it. They dilute your money so they can pay for the things that they want to put into office or whatever, put into circulation, without having to ask for your vote. Anyway, that's why we stack. We stack because we know that they're stealing from us, and at least it used to be slower before when it was at 2%, but now it's like pretty high. We're getting ripped. We're getting stolen from. And who suffers the most during this type of inflation? Who suffers the most? The poor people, the people that are working day to day, the people that are paycheck to paycheck. They suffer the most, because when you're working paycheck to paycheck and you don't have enough money to save, you don't have enough money to get into an asset that shields you from inflation, right? Like, for example, so a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, well you should invest in real estate. You should invest in real estate." Yeah, that's fine. You should if you can afford to, right? But what is that? What can you do if you're fresh out of college and you're working and you can't save up enough to save for a down payment on a home? If you save in dollars, you're constantly getting the goalpost moved away from you because the money that you're saving is worth less and less each day. So when you think you'll have enough for your down payment on your home, you won't, because it's diluted at like around 10%, right? So if you think you'll be able to save up for a house in 5 years, that whatever you're saving is not going to be as much as you thought it would be once you get to your target, because now your home that you're trying to buy is going to be worth so much more that your percentage of it, of a down payment won't be enough with what you have saved, with what you had planned to save. So you have to extend that saving another 5 or 6 years, and then now the original money you started saving is worth like less than half of what it was, right? Or it's got less than half of its purchasing power. At like 7 years, it's got about half of its purchasing power. So it's a continuing negative loss, right? So what you do is you save into an asset like Bitcoin that you don't need to have a down payment for, right? Once you buy it, it's yours. You don't have to you buy as much as you can, and you don't have to make payments on it. Once you own it, you own it, and you don't need to go and generate a loan and commit to a payment on a home. Exactly, Leo. What's up, Leo? Welcome to the show. It's exactly a living rat race. You'll never be able to keep up with it, because at the rate that the government and different banks print money or create money, then your savings get diluted, right? So instead of trying to save in dollars for a down payment on a home, you could save in Bitcoin for a down payment on a home, right? And then during that process of you understanding how Bitcoin works, how to self-custody it, how to take it off of the exchange and put it into your self-storage, you'll start to understand, hey, wait a minute, I'm saving in Bitcoin and I see it go up in value, and there's no third-party risk. Nobody can confiscate it from me. The whole point of me buying like that second home, right, or buying real estate beyond the place where I live, is to create wealth for my future create wealth for future generations, right? And then you think about it, you're like, well, if I buy a second home or whatever, and I pay it outright, and I own it, there's still always going to be that specter of having to pay taxes on it, having to pay repairs on it, all that stuff, right? If you don't pay taxes on something you quote unquote own, you don't own it anymore. It's just a lease, right? It's just a lease until you can't pay the taxes on that property, or heaven forbid some war happens here and that property is like destroyed, right? What are you going to do? There goes your lifetime's savings, right? So in Bitcoin, it's more secure. It's out of the grasp of anybody once you have it on your own private wallet, right, with your own keys. And you don't have to buy a whole coin at once. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, which is a Satoshi, right? And start stacking those sats. That's what the show's called, Stack Sats. So and start stacking those sats, and those sats are going to give you the benefit of that value that you have in those sats already immediately. As soon as you buy it, that value is outside of the grasp of the dilution of the dollar, outside of inflation, right? So what is a dollar? The dollar is a tool for the government to leech your productivity via a hidden tax called inflation, right? And what is the antidote for that? Because I'm not just going to sit here and rile you up about the government's doing this and government's doing that. I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is Bitcoin. The answer is Bitcoin, because we take that value out of the grasp, out of the reach of the government, or or anybody actually, just and you isolate it. You basically shield it from inflation. And so that's good, because what ends up happening is, say you're saving for a house, or saving for a bike, or saving for a car, saving for college even, right? Or whatever big expense you need to pay for. You save for that expense by buying Bitcoin, and over the long term, Bitcoin has trended up. And so the reason it's trended up is because it's a reflection on the dollar's weakening purchasing power, right? So as you buy Bitcoin, the dollar continues to print out of existence, or just print to oblivion. And so as the dollar prints, you need more weaker dollars to buy the same assets. That's why the house's prices seem to go up, even though the house is just a house, and it gets older and it gets needs repairs, right? There's a reason why a house should go up in value as much as they have now. The only reason they do go up in value is because people somehow inherently understand that it's not good to save in dollars. They got to save in a different form of money, and they're using real estate as a form of money, right? And what happens with that is that you use real estate as a form of money, and then you make real estate unaffordable for people that can't afford real estate that are not investors, right? So you force regular Americans, regular people, right? Because this doesn't only happen in the United States; it happens in other countries. It just happens a little bit slower in the United States. You force regular people to have to become like financial analysts and try to play the markets and invest in the stock market because the dollar is not a good place to save, right? It is a good place to save your money in dollars if you're in a different country with an even weaker currency, but still, we're still a crap. It's still a crap currency, right? So when people realize that they have the option to save the value of their work for so hard in Bitcoin, and that while saving in Bitcoin, the value of that work will go up relative to the dollar's value because the dollars keeps getting printed, then you have more people flooding into the Bitcoin section. And what happens when the demand for Bitcoin goes up? Since there's a limited supply, the price has to go up because you have to convince people that are already holding Bitcoin to sell their Bitcoin to you, right? And no government can go and print more Bitcoin. No government can go and stop the transfers of Bitcoin, right? As long as you have your Bitcoin in self-custody. Okay, it's a different story once the Bitcoin ETFs come out and you go and buy the Bitcoin ETF. That is a form of Bitcoin, but it's not really yours because it's not in your custody, right? So anyway, we'll talk about self-custody in a different episode. For now, let's jump into the next section of the show because I think I overdid the Why We Stack segment. But if you have any questions, guys, please put it in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Leo. We got Leonard, the veteran of the show, and we got Leo. Nice to see you in here. All right, so we got, let's jump to the next segment of the show, which is the Stack Recap. Stack Recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin. We don't only, there it is. We don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin, we actually do it. We started this show back in May 22nd, stacking $5 a day, and gradually we ended up going to $10 a day. I bought $20. I need to buy $10 worth of Bitcoin for Friday. That didn't stack last Friday, and I also need to buy. Let's see what the price is today. So the way we're buying Bitcoin on the show, we're doing a program. We're doing a strategy called dollar cost averaging. It means we buy a little bit of Bitcoin every day. In this case, the minimum we can buy is $10. But sometimes when the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, we'll buy double stacks. We'll buy $20 worth. Today, the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price, so we're going to buy $10 for today and $10 for Friday that I missed. So we're going to do a little double stack. Call it even. You can choose what frequency of buying Bitcoin works for you the best. I like Monday through Friday, about $10 to $20 a day. Some people do $50 a week, $100 a month. It's up to you what frequency you want to do. But I recommend you try to get to at least one Bitcoin as soon as possible, right? Because there's the opportunity cost. No, sorry, the opportunity based on like how far I can go down and how far I can go up. Like it's asymmetrical. You have a better upside than a downside. So it's a good time to get into it, right? And of course, not financial advice. This is you guys get to do some research about it. If you have any questions, I can guide you towards the answers. But ultimately, you're the one deciding to invest or not invest. And yeah, so just FYI, cover my butt. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the chat, or hit me up in the chat. Okay, here we go. So that is the set strength. Sorry, that is the stack recap. And now we're gonna do what we all came to do on a nice Monday. Here we go. It's time to do what we came to do. Time to stack some sats. All right. So for the show, I like to use Swan Bitcoin. If you're interested in using Swan Bitcoin like we do here on the show, you could click our affiliate link. It's stacksatshow.com/Swan. The Nightbot should put it in the chat in a second. And you can stack how we stack sats. Exactly how we did on the show. Here we go. Buy now. I'm gonna do 10 for Friday and 10 for today. For 20. Okay, I'm gonna preview my buy. Preview buy and take my screenshot for my records. All right, today's episode 79, and here we go. We're about to stack. Let me just change this little view. Here we go. Cut the music. Drum roll, please. Here we go. And we're about to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us 20 cents in fees. Let's go, Proxer. Let's go. And survey says. There it goes. It's working. Bam. There it is. We've stacked with Swan. And now throw on a little chill music. Because after you stack, you know you're adding to your financial future. Let's see. Let's go into our sheet and update it with our info, and we'll see how many stats we're. Let's see where we're at. Do we make? Oh, this might put us over the top for 5 million sats. It's an important show. It's an important show. Today is the 9th. There we go. We bought at the price of 27,677. 677. We bought $20 worth. It cost us 20 cents to buy it. And let's see, 0.123722261. So that got us 72,261 fractions of a Bitcoin, aka Satoshis, aka Sats. Let's see what our grand total is for the show so far. I think we might be close to 5 million Sats. Okay. We need how many do we need for Bitcoin? 100 million sats for a Bitcoin. There we go. Forgot to do the drum roll. But there it is. We are at 5 million sats. That's a new record for the show. It sounds like a lot, right? 5 million sats. But look how much it is. It's only 0.05 Bitcoin, right? 0.05 Bitcoin. Ooh. All right. So we added a sats per good section to the show. I just want to show you guys what I've added so far. Boom. We're keeping track. Ooh, how much was that? Oh, I didn't do the sats conversion. Dang it. Oh, what day was that? Oh, okay. 10-3. Let's see, 10-3. 10. 27,588. What is it? 27,588. Here it goes. Let's see here. There it is. Sorry, I'm trying to find a Satoshi calculator. Okay, so that's $13.70. Okay, cool. So somebody suggested we also include burritos in this chart. 49603. That's how many Satoshis it cost me to get a burrito the way I like it. beans, cheese. So carne asada, beans, cheese, and sour cream. It's my burrito. Okay. And so I've also started tracking the price of items as I buy them. When I buy them, these goods, because I always buy milk, I always buy bread, and yeah, I pretty much buy a burrito a week. So we're gonna start tracking the price of burritos in dollars, and the price of burritos in satoshis. And what I'm expecting to see, if the thesis holds true, is that the price of things will go down in satoshi values, and the price of things will go up in dollar values. Okay, so that's the thing. That's a trend that we're looking at. That's a trend that we're looking at. Well, let's see if we can see a trend in our stats. Okay, you should post a blank sheet on MFC. A blank sheet? You should post a blank sheet. Oh, okay, like a tracker deal. Like a tracker for this. That would work. That way you guys can track yours if you want. That makes sense. I'll do that. Oh, what's this? I messed up the date here. I need to wipe one out so it's a fresh template. Got it, Leo. Yep. Yeah, because it's a nice way to keep track of your buys. And then of course there's always gonna be this is what we paid for the satoshis we're holding, and this is what they're worth. So we're at a 0.69 loss, right? But remember, what's important here is the amount of Bitcoin you're holding. As long as the number continues to go up, this is money that you wouldn't save unless you're like you're not looking to touch for like 4 to 8 years, right? And it's 4 to 8 years because that's the way the Bitcoin cycle works. People that bought Bitcoin 10 years ago are like pretty much set. And that's built into the Bitcoin network. So not even accounting for other things that might come up that could pump the price potentially, right? But anyway, that is what we have for the Stack Sats show. We'll be back here every day. Dang it, as long as I can do it. We'll be back here 12:15 Pacific Standard Time, 3:15 Eastern, stacking sats and trying to educate the world about the opportunity that is available to us in Bitcoin. I've heard this other channel. His name is British Hodl. I've heard him call it a once in a species opportunity, and that's pretty damn accurate. You know, like how often do the regular people like us have an opportunity to acquire an asset that is so scarce ahead of the big institutions like the banks and the investment houses and stuff, right? Like they are chomping at the bit to be able to release Bitcoin ETFs, all the big players, right? Lolade, what's up? Lolade in the house. Leo, do you have made it to the show today? Let's go, Lolade. We changed the time. I hope this works better for you. I'm glad you're back. So Leo, just so you know, we have a program here at the show that we call 1,000 sats for you. Okay. Are you currently familiar with Bitcoin, Leo? If you're not, well, either way, I know I haven't given you 1,000 sats yet. If you want to get 1,000 satoshis right now, 1,000 fractions of a Bitcoin, it's basically about 30 cents worth of money. But it'll get you to start using it and understand how it works. And it's basically I'm throwing you some play money, so you can start to get familiar with the technology, see how simple it is to use, and you'll be ahead of the curve, right? So in Bitcoin, and let me know if you want those 1,000 sats, Leo. I'll walk you through setting something up real quick in order for me to send it to you live during the stream. Okay, I sent it to Leonard. I sent it to Lolade. But if you don't want to do it now, just think about it. We could do it. We could do it tomorrow if you're available. Okay, but if you want to do it now, go to your mobile app store, whether it's the iTunes store or it's the Google Play Store, and look for an app called Wallet of Satoshi. Wallet of Satoshi. I'll put it in the chat so you can know how to spell Satoshi part. Wallet of Satoshi. Like that. And once you have it downloaded, let me know, and I'm gonna send you 1,000 sats. Because in order for you to receive sats, you have to have a place for those sats that I send you to land. Because it's gotta have a certain place where it lives. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to reply. If I don't hear a reply, then I'll just assume that you're not sure, and maybe you can come back tomorrow and let me know if you want those 1,000 Satoshis. There it is. See, it looks like this. The logo looks like this. I got about $10 worth of Bitcoin right now. Look at Orange Pill app. Send me 1,000 sats. Shout out to Orange Pill app. Look at that. They sent me 1,000 sats. I don't know what I did. I think I liked one of their posts on Instagram, right? But I have my wallet of Satoshi linked to my Orange Pill app profile, and they send me sats every once in a while. It's pretty cool. History. Okay, Leo. Not familiar with crypto. I trade foreign exchange. Awesome, Leo. Okay, so Leo already has some experience with markets and stuff, which is fantastic. The amount of Forex is pretty sweet. Forex is pretty cool, but in the end, you could make a good amount of money in Forex, but you're making that money, and you're making it into you're getting that value, I guess, from the market. But if you're holding it in dollars, it's still subject to get like diluted, right? They're still getting at your value that you're making. So if you start making money in Forex, take some of those profits and store them in Bitcoin. You know, like whatever you're gonna, profit from. But cool. All right. Leo's downloading it. We're about to do this today, boys. We're about to do 1,000 sats. Going out. I'm ready. I have my phone ready. So while it's downloading, let me tell you how it works. Okay. So this is the app, right? And you're gonna click on this button called Receive. And it's going to generate a QR code, right? And if you were to be in person and I wanted to send you 1,000 sats, it's kind of like how Venmo does it, right? You hold up your QR code, I open my app and press send, and I scan your QR code, and I can send you Satoshis, right? Fractions of a Bitcoin. Well, this app also has a built-in username, right? That'll present to you here when you hit the send. Make sure you press the @ symbol, and it'll give you your name here. It's just a randomly generated name. It's usually 2 words and 2 numbers. Okay, like for example, for me, it's free large 84, right there. At Wallet of Satoshi. When you get the app and you go to receive, it's going to give you your address there. Type in to the chat only the name and the number, and don't put at Wallet of Satoshi, because then YouTube will delete the comment before I even see it. Okay, you just got to put the 2 words and the number before the @ sign. No @ sign, no walletofsatoshi.com. Just the name and the number, the 2 words and the number. And then what I can do, I can say send. I'll show you when I do it too. I'll say from the home screen, I click on send, and I tell them I want to type in the name, and I'll type in your wallet. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. And it's always funny to see what kind of names people get. So you got Thrifty Book 70. That's pretty good. Okay. 70. Boom. At Wallet of Satoshi. Let's see if you're there. Boom. There it is. Here it is. 1,000 Satoshis. Let me put a note in here. Welcome. Oops. Welcome to Stack Sats Show. I put shoe. There it is. Okay, now I want you to see how fast this happens, Leo. Here we go. Welcome to Stack Sats Show. 1,000 sats going out to Leo. in 3, 2, 1. Sending. Boom, it's gone. He gone. He gone. And just like that, that's how fast it works, dude. Right? Let me know in the chat. Confirm when you receive it. You should get an alert that says you got 1,000 sats. Boom! There it is. We stacked sats. We gave sats. It's nothing better. It's nothing better. I'm telling you. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin, keep coming back. We go over topics a little bit at a time. If you're in the middle of trying to learn Bitcoin, I'm 100% open to answering questions. I won't BS you. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you, hey, I'm not sure about that, but let's look it up. And we either look it up during the show, or I'll take a note of it and come back the next day and explain it to you once I have learned it, because I know it's going to help me learn and get better, right? And I know that, for example, Leo and Leonard come from my fishing video background, from my fishing video channel. And honestly, guys, I think that this technology is gonna help you more than me teaching you to fish, right? So give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Teach a man about Bitcoin, and feed his descendants forever. That's how powerful this is, guys. We're so early to the Bitcoin game that if you accumulate enough and never sell it, it's going to continue to be worth more and more as more people want it, right? And you'll be able to take loans against it and pay back those loans, of course. And then it's like having real estate, but you can take it with you wherever you want. It's just amazing. There's no overhead. There's no taxes on it if you don't sell, right? But anyway, we'll talk more about this tomorrow. I'm excited. Thanks for coming in, Leo. It's exciting to see the new faces in here. And Lolade, thanks for tuning in live again. Hope this schedule works out for you. I understand if you can't watch every single episode, 100% understand. But it's motivating to see more people come in and say hello and want to learn about this and be interested in it. Okay. So again, I'm open to any questions you might have about it. I'm open to helping you set your stuff up. If you need help with configuring if you need help with your first actual Bitcoin purchase through either Swan or any other exchange, the most important thing to remember is once you have your exchange set up and you're buying Bitcoin, you want to get it off of the exchange and into your personal self-storage device. Okay. And we'll talk about self-storage maybe this week. We'll probably talk about self-storage this week because it's super important. It's a difference between having your money in a bank or on an exchange. If that bank or exchange, or if the government decides to seize that bank or seize that exchange, there goes your money. It's going to be held up by that until that gets cleared up, right? Or even worse, they just kind of like take your money and leave, and you're out of the money, right? But if you have your money, if you buy your Bitcoin on an exchange or Satoshis on an exchange, and you withdraw them to your self-custody device, your wallet, then you don't run the risk of those banks or institutions failing or getting seized, right? It doesn't matter. You're free and clear, and you have peace of mind, right? Is the wallet of Satoshi the personal account? It is not. The wallet of Satoshi, think of that as more of like play money, okay? That wallet is being hosted by the company walletofsatoshi.com. So in essence, if the wallet of Satoshi wanted to steal our money, they could steal our money, right? But it's a different type of Bitcoin wallet that allows you to do fast payments like that. And I keep about $30 on there just in case I want to spend that money if I find a vendor that accepts Satoshis or for transferring on the show. But that is not where you would save your money long term. Tomorrow, if you show up, Leo, we'll talk about the how to actually save, how to get your money off of the exchange and put it into what's called what's it called? An on-chain wallet, right? So yeah, the wallet of Satoshi is a convenience thing. It's a cool way to transfer sats between people at like close to zero cost. But to move, so tomorrow over the next couple of days, we'll cover that. We'll cover the Bitcoin Layer 1 network, and we'll cover the Bitcoin the Lightning Network, which is a layer 2 that works on Bitcoin network. Okay, and I'll tell you guys exactly how it works and why it's important to transfer money off of your exchange and onto your personal wallet. But it's not gonna. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be your wallet of Satoshi. The wallet of Satoshi is, again, it's for play money. Okay, but the real savings goes into a self-custody hardware wallet, and we'll talk about those tomorrow. That way we can be on the same track, because I want to kind of steer the show towards where you guys are at. And as more new people come in and don't understand it, I want to cater to the new people, and then the people that already heard it, maybe we'll catch something a little bit different that they didn't understand before. And as the repetition goes, you'll learn more and more about it. Okay, you'll learn more and more as the next new person comes in. So tomorrow, we're doing self-custody wallets, why they're important, and how to do it. Okay, I'm actually set one up on my phone and walk you through it. Okay, and then we'll also do. I don't have a spare hardware wallet. I'm thinking about how I could do that. No, I don't have a spare hardware wallet, but I'll show you how it works. But the idea that I was trying to teach you with the wallet of Satoshi is pretty similar. You can still transfer Bitcoin to and from that wallet the same way you do on the main net. So, but I'll explain how that works. I'll explain how the fees work, how what devices you should shoot for having, and how it actually works. So that'll be tomorrow. Cool. All right, boys. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Again, shout out to Leonard, Leo, and Lolade. Let's go. I'll see you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's 12:15 Pacific Standard Time. And that's what we got. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Stock Sats, let's go. Smoking is bad for your health, and saving in dollars is bad for your wealth.